4, 3, 2, 1. We are live, ladies and gentlemen. We are live. Let's see if we can take Norwood over a little bit. There we go.
Party people.
Oh, that's what I was doing. Well, I forgot to open up Spotify, so it's just gonna be us for a little bit while I wait on that.
That's fine.
But welcome, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome, ladies and gentlemen. Episode 174 of the Splashcast Monday Night Raw, the pregame. I am your co-host Reggie.
I'm your co-host Norwood, and I'm happy to be here with you guys, kicking
Boy,
it
that boy sound whooped.
because I am.
Hey
72 hours in Atlanta will do that to you.
man, congratulations to Zach and Samaria. I saw all the
Right.
pictures, man. It was a beautiful wedding. A lot of love in the air. It was basically a Q reunion as well. Shout out to the Hampton Qs. Shout out to the Hampton alumni. Georgia Southern was there. East Atlanta was there. Everybody was there. It was a fun. It looked like a fun-filled event. So
It
kudos to
was
those.
a fantastic, beautiful weekend. With that said, it was high intensity from beginning to end. I'm happy to be back home because apparently I heard that there was a little snow in Atlanta, which y'all can keep, but it is cold here. But I'm taking it day by day.
I don't think we had snow yet, but we are on our way there. It should be fun, depending on what you think fun is. It should be fun. It should
Not
be
me.
fun. Why don't you start us off with the pregame? We're a little late because Kyrie decided to have fun in the bathtub, so I didn't get a chance to look at the first one.
Big Rees. This Reggie's gonna pull up a video here. But this has been on my feed about 15 million times. We all grew up roller skating, and this man pulled off one of the most elite phantom tricks I've ever seen, where he kicks the skate off, kicks it
Oh yeah,
around, like kicks it off the skating rink, and then picks it back up like nothing ever happened.
with no
And
problem.
I've just never seen anybody do it. There are a million different camera angles because everybody was just as amazed as I was. And this is just elite. There's no other way to put it. I was amazed. I'm sure y'all gonna see it. I'll also try to post it tomorrow in the morning so that y'all can see this fantastic, magical black feet. And I was just amazed, and you will be too. One of the
Yeah,
better things I've seen to start 2025, to be honest with you.
I I've seen it, and stuff like this. My mind always goes to, I don't know how that other video came up. I don't know what that was. I don't know how I watch stuff when I see stuff like this. People do crazy feats where they like jump off a building or they do something that's never been seen before. Um, I always think, how long did it take them to perfect that? Because I'm sure he didn't just do that like
Way past
immediately.
10,000 hours. Way past 10,000 hours.
Oh, not 10,000. Come on, Freddie David. You got your hours? You got your hours?
Right.
You can't graduate.
No, you just know, they say that to become an expert in anything, it takes 10,000 hours. So my man has put in the time and the effort at the skating rink to do the unthinkable.
Not the unthinkable. Come on, Drake. Uh,
Wow. I don't think he owns unthinkable.
nah, son. I forgot the name. Unforgettable. Alicia Keys.
Yeah.
But yeah, so that was pretty cool. I did watch that a couple times, and like I said, I always try to figure out how in the world do they do that, or how long did it take them to perfect. All right, it's happening again, y'all. It's happening again. 27-year-old Jake Paul is going to fight, is scheduled to fight former heavyweight, four weight world champion, including heavyweight, Roy Jones Jr., 27-year-old Jake Paul is going to fight 57-year-old former four-weight world champion Roy Jones Jr. in Puerto Rico in March 8th. 8 3-minute rounds. What does this prove? I mean, I'll let you go first because I have a lot to say. But go ahead.
Go. Mine very simple. I don't care.
I don't care, but man, like, this is why we gotta take care of our own, man. There's no reason. Roy has to be doing this for the money. Like, there's no other reason for him to do it other than the money. And I think Mike probably made enough money last year where it was like, maybe I should fight this dude. Now we're gonna see the same theatrics. Jake Paul is going to disrespect Roy some type of way. Roy is going to then say what say a couple things. I don't think he's going to be as aggressive as Mike Tyson, but I think he is going to look a little bit better in shape than Mike will. But I mean, he's still 57, dog. Like, and Jake Paul can't really. How can I say this? Roy has already been proven to be knocked out by a heavy hitter a few times. And Jake Paul, while we don't really respect his boxing career, we do respect that he can hit hard. Like, he has slept a few people. So I don't like seeing our legends go out like this. I don't really want to watch it. I think this would be the one that I miss. Unless, we always use stuff as people of all races and colors use events like this to just gather and have fun. So unless it's something like that, I don't know if I'll be watching this. Like you said, man, I don't really care.
Just like the Mike fight, I just happened to be out and it was on. Cool. That's
yeah.
For me.
Yeah, I ain't really trying to do all that, bro.
This doesn't prove anything to me. This doesn't really interest anything to me. I will say that it's funny that you kind of bring this up in reference to Netflix. I think is doing WWE Raw today for the first time. And I mean, that's what this is to me. It's just another prearranged sporting event. I don't care. I still can't tell Jake Paul and his brother apart.
I actually have never tried.
I'm not interested either. I'm not interested in trying. And Roy, you could have released the Body Headbangers album.
Body Head Part 2. I think Mr. Magic passed away though, man. That'd be the tough part.
Damn.
Let's move on to some positive news.
Please.
Man, look, the joke, I've already said it multiple times, so I won't say it again. But there's a joke that is always going to be associated with Magic Johnson because he seems to be living one of the greatest human lives possible. Magic Johnson was awarded the Presidential Medal of Freedom by President Joe Biden 2 days ago, which was December 4th. Magic Johnson is already a 5-time NBA champion, 3-time MVP, 2-time All-Star, Olympic gold medalist, 2-time inductee into the Naismith Hall of Fame, and now he has the Presidential Medal of Freedom as well.
Oh, and then he also probably has like another 10 or 15, probably 10 championships with ownership groups that he's been a part of. The thing for me that resonates as far as this goes is a guy who, when this first happened, for all intents and purposes, we had given him a death sentence. In that time, since he's gotten that death sentence, he lived a lot more lifetimes and lives than a lot of people. And that's living life every day to its fullest. And I appreciate and respect that. You see how happy he is. There's a list of people. I'm going to try to read them off real quick for you. Jose Andres, Bono, Ashton Baldwin Carter, Hillary Clinton, Michael J. Fox, Tim Gill, Jane Goodall, Fannie Lou Hamer, big respect. Magic, of course, Robert RFK, Ralph Lauren, Lionel Messi, Bill Nye the Science Guy, George Romney, David Rubenstein, George Soros, George Stevens, Denzel, who also been running it up, and Anna Wintour. All of those people received the Presidential Medal of Freedom. Congratulations to those people, their families, friends, and all associated. And yeah, big magic. That boy
Yeah,
Irvin
man.
living,
I mean, at
living a
this
life
point,
worth living.
like you said, he's lived multiple lives. Uh,
And been elite everywhere at everything.
well, yes, he's been elite at everything, and the things that he wasn't elite at, he immediately got
This
out
ain't
of
for me.
there,
Yeah.
including the Lakers. Like, he immediately got out of there.
I ain't gonna be there.
so, so shout out to Magic, man. Respect, 100% respect as always. Oh man, trying to get this green screen correct, y'all. I finally got one, and it's actually looked pretty good on the other review videos that I did of the Falcons and stuff. So I'm trying to get it just right. So y'all bear with me. I'm learning a lot about lighting. So,
right.
but with that being said, ladies and gentlemen, we've come to the end of the pregame. We're gonna take about a couple minutes. I got a water. I'm not gonna get a beverage until we talk about
Oh, there will be
why.
no better. I've had all the beverages that anyone could need for quite a time. Let me tell you that much.
Oh no, I'll be having a beverage when we get to football, specifically the NFL portion. So I probably will have one then. With that being said, ladies and gentlemen, y'all take a moment while we transition to our main show. And we go to HBCU. Make sure you like, follow, subscribe, and also press the share button and send this to all the people you know. If you
And
don't
tell
know,
people why you
half of them.
enjoy the pod, man. I did get a chance this weekend to talk to a lot of people who are fans of the podcast, and they told me different things that they appreciate it. And I appreciate y'all coming to me, but also share it with a friend.
Yeah, man. Please do. All right, man. We'll be back. Y'all stay tuned. Oh, we ain't got no music. Well, yeah, we do. I'll get it. Y'all stay tuned. We'll be right back. And can y'all hear me? All right, we're back. See, all of this will be edited. Shout out to the people that listen on Thursday because all of that will be edited out. Ladies and gentlemen, I guess I got to start, huh? Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, episode 174 to Splashcast Monday Night Raw. I'm your co-host, Reggie.
I am your co-host, Norwood. Our powers combined, we are your HBCU homeboys. Thank you for sharing your Monday night with us or your Thursday morning with us. Either way, have a seat, enjoy yourself. We appreciate you guys.
Yeah, man. Make sure y'all like, follow, and subscribe, first off. And then, as well, go and listen to the pregame. We saw some elite skating that gave us a little bit of nostalgia. Jake Paul is beating up on old black men again, or is planning to. And then Magic
Reggie said
Johnson
that, not
gets the. I didn't say anything wrong, did I?
No, he's also getting old black men paid tons of money. So,
What that sound like to you?
even swap ain't no swindle where I come from, baby.
That's you think cool. And then Magic Johnson is getting the Medal of Freedom. So those three things were fantastic. Great discussion, especially about Magic. With that being said, let's get into it, man. Let's get into it. How you feeling, brother?
I am recovering. A little ginger ale in the cup today. That's it. Taking it moment by moment over here, bouncing back. But I'm feeling good. What about you?
Oh man, I'm cool, man. You said I see we both have made the transition to the Atlanta Hawks. It is officially Atlanta Hawks season. For us,
I have self-respect. I'm gonna find my self-respect.
Did a couple videos. Y'all make sure y'all go like some of those videos where I talked about the Falcons game on Sunday. Kind of talked about a little bit. I didn't really go deep into the bag, but I did a little bit of what we need to do moving forward. But we're gonna have that discussion in depth tonight. But before we get there, we always got to cover our HBCU news around the culture. We are, as Norwood likes to call you, our HBCU homeboys. So we try to cover as much of the HBCU information as we can. We do it soberly. We try not to drink during this segment. We try not to.
I'm gonna do everything sober today. Let me tell you. I don't need to see Crown, and Crown don't need to see me.
But what I'm saying is we really take this seriously. So with that being said, let's start out with our news around the culture. Deshaun Jackson, if you know, he has been, if you follow HBCU news, you already know. Deshaun Jackson is the new head football coach of Delaware State University. He delivered a welcome speech during the Lady Hornets basketball game, basically saying, we're going to turn this thing around. And, I mean, he's already starting off tough. He's already got, 5 transfers? I mean, Deshaun out here, I think, is galvanized the fan base, which is what they've tried to do at Delaware State.
Yes, for me, the thing that I think is really smart here, number one, he comes right on in at halftime and says, we're going to turn this thing around. But I think that the perception of who he is and his lack of coaching experience, he wasted no time. Let me get right in front of this. Hey, we're going to turn this thing around. We're going to make this winning program. We're going to be better as a team. And I think that him being proactive like that is the right step. Don't wait until football season. Don't wait until the spring. I'm going to go ahead and let you guys get eyes on me now so that we can be comfortable going into the spring. And I think it's going to be a lot more comfortable, specifically with the transfers that he's already made. I think it's at 5 or 6. He hasn't wasted any time.
He's at 5 transfers, man. Kobe Boykin from Jackson State, who just won the Black National Championship, played pretty well. Well, has been in line at Jackson State, so him coming over there is good. Torian White from UConn/JUCO, another DB. Elijah Payne, got to get O-line from Arizona. Derek Boyd, running back from Hawaii, and Luke Jackson, kicker from East Texas A&M. So he's already been in the portal, and again, the great thing about the portal is it is definitely evening a lot of the playing field.
And also, not pictured here, but Antonio Gates Jr., son of Antonio Gates, Hall of Fame tight end, is also transferring from Michigan State to Delaware State. So it's actually six uh, players that have transferred. And that's a way to start. You're doing everything to be in front of, hey, who's this young guy wearing gold chains who used to play for the Eagles? And to, no, I'm a head football coach. My plan is to come here and win football games.
Yeah,
Respect.
yeah, man. Hopefully, they see him as a relatable. Well, I know that's what Jackson State hired him for because they see him as he'll be able to relate to the students, and the student athletes, especially in this climate. I do issue a challenge to all HBCUs that are embarking in this NIL era. We've seen the NIL that if you are not doing your due diligence, how it can be a hindrance instead of a tool. Make sure that we're partnering with some of our other black financial analysts, financial planners that are doing a lot of work with student athletes to explain to them everything that's going on when it comes to NIL contracts, when it comes to all of those things. So, yeah, just wanted to
Yeah.
make sure that we do
And
that.
one more thing is we've seen, and me and Reggie have talked about it once again. I love how when people meet me, they like run into me, talk to me, they want to pod a little bit. And the NIL thing has balanced the scales, at least for the time being. There's a lot more parity across the board because there's no stockpiling of assets. So we have to do our best to make sure that we have enough assets to get the assets that are needed. If you don't do that, you're going to take yourself right out of it. And Delaware State, I challenge you guys, I charge you guys to make sure that you're financing, funding, and supporting him in a way where he can field a team. Because if you do it right, it's proven that you can kind of get what you need
You definitely can get what you need. Um, yeah,
in a way
yeah.
that you just uniquely haven't been able to get athletes in the past.
Yeah. And I think it'll be a feather in everybody's cap if you're teaching them financial literacy while giving them the money so that they can then see, one, their parents are more comfortable sending them there and giving them amount of money. And they understand and can kind of, the more you know, the less you are to get in trouble, the less likely you are to blow your money, the less likely you are to use it or get hustled. You know what I mean? So
Right.
these agents are out there. They're preying on young kids. So make sure y'all are doing y'all thing, man. That's all.
And as far as black businesses, find a way to get involved. The guy, I can't think of his name right now. He's in Richmond, Virginia, who makes all the suits for Ryan
Hamptons.
Clark. Is that where? Okay, he's somewhere in Virginia, but yeah, he does all the suits for Ryan Clark. But he also sent Hampton some suits, so that when they travel, they can look professional. They can look like everybody else, and it's just It's there are a multitude of ways for you to get into that, be a part of that, and support us and support our people.
100%. 100%. So shout out to him and Mike Vick. Moving on, man. So Shaw football program, we reported last week that Shaw actually found their coach, which was a new old coach. Greg Ruffin was there during the revival season of 2002, and he led them to a 7-3 program. But he actually will not be returning to Shaw in Durham this year, citing health issues as he has to back off his commitment of being the next head coach of Shaw. So now they are looking for another head coach. We do want to send T's and P's to him because we don't
100%.
know what we don't know what the health
What the
issue
health
is, nor
issues
do we
are?
need to know. But
Nope, not our business.
yep. So shout out to T's and P's to Greg Ruffin.
Yeah, that's the biggest thing is, man. We hope you whatever you're going through, you get through, and you better on the other side for it.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Um,
We not like the rest of these outlets. We mind our business. We respect people.
I guess so. Yeah, we do to a certain extent.
I do. Jeez. Reggie like,
Hey
get
man,
it how you
sometimes
live, baby.
still got to be reported. Um, Instagram to load. Our next thing is the transfer portal. So the transfer portal, while it is a asset for kids to go from Division One to One AA, FBS to FCS, all of those things, um, there's also movement within conferences and within really within divisions, and you're starting to see that at HBCU level. You've seen it now at the SEC level. You've seen it at every level. Um, part of the there we go. Part of the thing or gripe that a lot of people have with the transfer portal is there's no rules about where you can transfer. So when the old transfer portal, you couldn't transfer from like an SEC team to an SEC team and be able, they wouldn't allow you to do that. You could go to ACC, but you couldn't go from like a Big 12 to a Big 12 or a Big 10 to a Big 10 or whatever. You had to change conferences and it had to be approved. Now it's a contract. And once the contract is up, they leave and go to the portal and can go wherever. Um, I say all that to say we covered quarterbacks Xavier Tissett for Southern University. Freshman, played 10 games this season, threw for 941 yards and 6 touchdowns, but ended up being replaced as the starter as they were searching for their quarterback. And I believe the starter came from Atlanta, another freshman. So he has now entered the transfer portal and has announced that he's going to the rival of Southern, which is Grambling State University. Big deal. If he goes to goes to Grambling and then comes back and beats Southern, ooh, that'll be big news. Big news.
Yeah, it's just. It's the same. I assume this is the same way that you feel is how I felt about Trevor Etienne leaving Florida, going to Georgia. Not only staying in conference, but I think Etienne is probably even worse because he was probably the best offensive player you guys had. But just
hard to say that. But
just
yeah, I mean,
transferring in conference to your biggest rival. Anytime you do that, that's gonna get you moans, groans, looks, and now I mean they're gonna. It's not like this game isn't always circled on the schedule, but there's just more emphasis. Hey, I was playing alongside that guy just last year.
Yeah, I do think that it's going to go into the buddy aspect of sports, which a lot of people don't like. Because, I mean, you're going to have a lot of friends, a lot of, everybody twin or brother. You're going to have a lot of friends and brothers on that side. And he's from South Louisiana. So, I mean, it's not like, I'm sure he's got family in North Louisiana too. So, this just adds fuel to the fire. And until college football gets a commissioner and it reestablishes the rules, you're gonna have this all the time. So it is what it is in my book.
Don't get a commissioner. Y'all weren't interested in having one before and coming up with all these rules. Let these kids get paid. Infinite wealth. Ball out.
They're not gonna do that. They're not gonna do that too.
That's the reason I'm being facetious. That's what my mother would call it.
Nah. You telling the truth though.
Oh, for sure.
But it is what it is. In other news, so the last one is Mississippi Valley State receiver, all SWAC receiver, Nate Rimbert is actually going to Jackson State now, and he is going to Jackson State. He had 1,000 yards, 1,038 yards, and 4 touchdowns, which is impressive because they only had one win, right? So he had 1,000 yards on a team that only had 1 win, and
right.
And he's now going to the literal rival. Same thing as Southern and Grambling as Mississippi Valley State and Jackson. Yep. You could probably throw Alcorn in there because they have three schools, but I mean, we're too young to remember Mississippi Valley State being good, but y'all do remember Jerry Rice went there. So
right, correct. And that offense was, I think, one of the most high power or the highest power HBCU offense possibly ever. They were unstoppable. But for me, Mississippi Valley State, you guys, I know it's a tough situation, but you're going to take a lot of these losses until you get more money. And if I'm Jackson State, that's all I'm doing. I'm waiting towards the end of the season. I'm seeing whoever your best players are, and I'm taking them. It's just my opinion. Dog eat dog.
So you say that. Okay. I'm gonna bring this up now. You said they need more money.
Shoot.
They're raising money to go, and I think they've raised enough money to go to the inauguration. If I'm not mistaken, I think they will actually be there. I'm pretty sure they're getting paid at least something. When you said they need money, would you have taken that money to go to the
No,
inauguration?
definitely not. Definitely not. Definitely not. And I think that if you really pushed it, people would have paid you the money. I told you, I would rather them get paid to stay at home. Also, I'm gonna put this out there, Jerry Rice. You gotta go home. You gotta do something. You
Oh,
have
with the
to.
school?
Yeah, you got to do something. And one thing I will give Jerry, Jerry is an excellent 49er. He makes sure that he's there regularly. And yeah, you got to go to Mississippi, bro. You need to show up. I'm not asking you to coach. I'm not asking you to be on the staff, but you need to be visible in a way to uplift your alma mater.
Yeah, if you're an alma mater of any HBCU, you should try to make the HBCU good enough to where you would want your kid to go there. In every aspect, sports, academics, culture, life, any type of things. So I challenge that to everyone that has those resources, but specifically those that graduated from those alma maters that have more resources than others.
Yeah, and you just know that they need it. They just need it. And you're the man there. And that's what happens, to varying degrees with being the man at your university. That's the reason we go back to homecoming. That's the reason we donate. That's the reason when we have these alumni associations, community service things, you got to go back because the school did a lot. The school did way more for you than you did for it. Now, do as much as you can to pay that forward.
Definitely, definitely. Well, folks, we've come to the end of HBCU, I believe. We are going to take about a 5-minute break. And we are going to then talk about, well, not 5 minutes, I'm sorry, 2
Oh,
minutes.
wait. One more thing. I know that y'all remember we talked about Chinnisberry taking over at South Carolina State as
Oh,
their
yeah.
head coach. Correct. Their athletic director had to step away from the school, and Buddy Pugh popped up and is going to take over and be their interim athletic director. Is not a person more qualified in the world. Um, I appreciate it. We appreciate it culturally. And that's what it's about. Hey, y'all need me? I got you. I can do it, at least for a little bit. And I mean, maybe this is something that he wants to do, like moving forward. Just because you're not football coach every day, you might want to be the athletic director. And I mean, he has a immense respect and love for that school, clearly. I just that really meant a lot to me to be like, oh no. Y'all need help? I'm right back.
Man, y'all go ahead and build that man a statue if y'all haven't already. Build him a statue in Courtyard and you already named the field or the stadium after, I think it's the field. Like, go ahead and build him a statue. Name the athletic building. I'm sure y'all getting athletic building. Give him a road. Give him a something. Because he has literally been there my entire life. Matter of fact, he's been there.
Correct.
So, and if it wasn't him, my grandmother, all our family went. A lot of our family went there, so we know his father.
Right.
We know everybody that went there. So, definitely build that man a statue. But, ladies and gentlemen, we have now come to the. I can't believe I missed that. We have now come to the end of the HBCU.
That's why you got me, baby. HBCU homeboys take care of it.
We are gonna go to our college football segment. Give us about 2 minutes. We'll talk about the quarterfinals, and then we'll preview and pick the game for the semifinals as well. Y'all stay tuned. Chargers sign Zeke Elliott.